Greetings everyone and welcome to Collector Corp. Today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Tri-Sentinel Wave, House of X, Series Wave, whatever you want to call it. I have the entire wave minus the Wolverine, which I have no interest in, but this is the entire wave you actually need to be able to build the Build-A-Figure. So let's start with Cyclops. I'm sorry, I really don't care about Cyclops. And before we look at the figure, I just want to show off the backing card. Nice House of X logo, has the character. They're all different because they all have different text and they all have different little image there. But yeah, they're pretty neat. If you're a fan of a certain character from this wave, I could see these being pretty nice just to display behind that character if you're a collector of that character or something. But yeah, otherwise pretty plain. And getting Scott out of the packaging, it's a Cyclops, alright. I'm not familiar, really, with this specific outfit. I do recognise it, but I don't think I've ever read anything that had it. And that's mostly because Cyclops is a character I do not care about, so the only times I really ever see him is when he's just in the regular X-Men comics, so yeah. I do quite like the belt. The belt is really well designed. And overall, I think this is, of all the Marvel Legends for Cyclops, this is probably top 5, and there's a lot of Cyclops, but this is probably like top 5, maybe even top 3 for my favourite designs, even though I have no connection to it. And I think that just says a lot about how good this design actually is. The visor is a little bit interesting. It is broken up, and I'm not really sure if that's that accurate or not, or whether this is like a reuse of a mould for the helmet. I'm not really sure, but that seems a little bit weird to me, having the visor be almost 2 parts. But still, overall, the head looks really good. And in general, I think the look of this is very nice. I am a fan of it. The dark colours are something that I really like of X-Men. So, overall, very, very nice. Going over articulation, we have a hinge and a ball going up into the head. Allows for forward or back, well, forward and back, or, you know, down and up, whatever. And that's pretty good. Tiniest amount of tilt, like the bare minimum to be considered tilt. Crunch forward at the torso, very nice. Crunch back, also pretty good. And then swivel at the waist, which is hidden pretty decently by the belt. The belt is a bit of a loose piece, but I think it is connected at the back, so it can't be hidden completely, but overall that works for me. I'm quite enjoying that. At the arm we have out, past 90. We have all the way around swivel, swivel at the bicep, very good. We have double elbow, goes, well, I mean past 90, that's better than some, I suppose. And then side to side on the fist, also swivel. Not bad, it's not a weapon holding hand, so I can deal with that. At the leg we have out. Pretty good. That's actually really good. I'm surprised at how well that actually goes out. Swivel at the thigh. We have double knee, goes most of the way. I think that's fine. And then we have a boot cut. Very nice to see. Forward of the foot, back of the foot, and then forward facing pin for rocker. And that amazing amount of articulation actually leads to easy standing. Very much appreciated. For accessories, you get a powered down head, a powered up head, and then a blast effect for that powered up head, which looks really, really good. I'm a huge fan of that. For comparisons, we have the Abomination Wave Marvel and the 20th Anniversary X-Men Wave Mystique from the movies. I'm liking this. I think, realistically, Scott should probably be, a bit taller. I don't necessarily think he should be on this body, but maybe his legs need to be longer or something. I'm not really sure. He just seems a little bit short, but compared to Mystique, I think he works, because I think of Mystique being a bit taller than most, so overall, works for me. And then for a mixed display, we have the Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper and the Jazzwares Fortnite Legendary Series for Fortnite Fish Stick, if I didn't want to say Fortnite. Yeah, once again, I think maybe he is a little bit short because, especially compared to the Stormtrooper, I do think that he should be a little bit taller. But, I mean, overall, I don't think he's that short. I just don't think he's necessarily on the right body. Next, on the chopping block, let's have a look at Magneto. And getting Eric out of the box, it's Magneto. I can't deny this is not the colour scheme that I envision Magneto to wear, but at the same time, I am familiar with this from the Ultimates universe. I do actually quite like this design, having a full white supervillain, or I guess he was a hero in Ultimates, but yeah, just having a full white superhero outfit when you're actually like a villain or something is always really interesting to me. I really like God Emperor Doom for that same reason, and this is a lot of the same general feel. It has nice black outlining, silver gauntlets, silver on the cape, silver helmet, and that's really it. You do have an X-Men logo on the belt, which is very nice, and overall it's just a plain body with some nice black detailing. It's nothing special by any means, but overall it looks pretty good. I especially like how the cape looks with the wrinkles in it. It's a very good look. And going over articulation, I have removed the cape just because it doesn't actually change the articulation, it makes it a little bit easier to show. But yeah, we do have a hinge going into a ball in the head, and that allows for up. Bury the chin completely, very good. To be fair, to say how high up the neck actually goes into the head, that is actually really good. We have crunch forward at the torso, very nice. Crunch back, also very nice. And then we also have a swivel at the waist, which is very, very good. At the arms, we have out. We have swivel all the way around. Swivel at the bicep. Double elbow goes. The gauntlet gets in the way a little bit, but past 90, so that's pretty good still. And then we have a side-to-side. Oh, actually, no. We do actually have an up and down. I did not expect that. We have an up and down on the... I guess it would be a weapon holding hand. There is no weapon for him to hold, but that's surprising. I was so sure that was going to be side to side. There are side to side hinges on the fists, which I'll include. I'll get into those in accessories. At the leg, we have out. Wow, that's a downgrade after Scott. We have swivel at the thigh. Very tight. We have double knee goes past 90. It's a running pose. That's good enough. We have swivel at the boot cut. Very nice. Back. Forward facing pin for rocker. Very good. And overall, like, especially without the cape, pretty easy to stand. I'm actually kind of surprised at how well that stands on its own. For accessories, you get two, I guess, weapon wielding hands, two evil loose grip hands or magic wielding hands or whatever you want to call them, and two fists. Then there's also the cape, which I've shown off earlier, just goes over the head and then pegs into the back, which is a little bit awkward. I always struggle with putting the capes in. But yeah, that fits in pretty well. Probably need to glue it down or something at the front, but overall, looks pretty good and completes the overall look of Magneto. He's a bit more difficult to stand because the cape doesn't really work as a stand, but yeah, still very cool. For comparisons, we have the same Marvel and Mystique. Works very well for me. Slightly taller, as he should be. Overall, it works. And then Stormtrooper and Fishstick. Once again, really like the heights. So many figures to choose. Let's go over Mega Sentinel. Not for really any reason other than I don't know this character. And getting Omega Sentinel out of the box, this may not be a character I'm familiar with, but I really like this look. From the name, I would assume she's some sort of Sentinel version. I'm not too familiar with the Sentinels beyond, like, the massive robots, but yeah, this is a very cool design. I'm especially a fan of the red, which goes all the way down the sides, and then obviously it's very heavily on the head. There's even some red detailing on the mechanical arms, which looks very nice. Huge fan of that. And overall, the metal look on the neck, the arms, it works. And then there's even some more silver on the torso there. It's a very good design. My only, and this is a very minor gripe, but just based on the images on the packaging, I'm pretty sure, shouldn't this character be, African-American, black-skinned? I may be wrong there, as I don't know the character, but just based on the promo images from the comic, I assume, that are on the box, she doesn't have, a red face. So I don't know if that's just like, this is what she becomes, or if the image on the box is what she becomes or something. It's just, it's a bit of inconsistency that I don't really know about, but otherwise, like, this figure looks great, and as I say, not knowing the character, it doesn't actually matter to me if it's the wrong skin colour, it looks great to me. Going over articulation, we have a hinge going into a ball in the head, allows for up. I can't believe the head popped off that easily. Down buries the chin pretty well. I'm a fan of that. At the torso, we have a dumbbell joint, which allows for hula hooping action. Nothing in the waist, unfortunately. Arm goes out about 90. The shoulder pad is a softer material, which does move out of the way, but it still does hold it back from going. I think it probably could go a little bit further up. But either way, swivel around. You don't have a swivel of the bicep, unfortunately, but you have single elbow, goes about 90, maybe a little bit further. And then you have side to side on the fist, which, as I say, always, if it's not a weapon-wielding hand, I'm perfectly fine with it. Works for me. Swivel as well. Very good. At the leg, we have out. Still not the best in the wave. We have swivel at the thigh. We have double knee. Goes, oh, so close to all the way. That's incredible. That's a really good amount of articulation there. And then we also have forward, back, and forward-facing pin for rocker, which is a little bit tight on mine. But yeah, descents are a bit all over the shop with feet, so I'm better with them being tight than loose, so stands pretty easily. I did have a little bit of issue originally, just getting the centre of balance. It's a little bit difficult, I'm not sure why. It might be the descents in the feet, actually, but yeah, with a little bit of tampering, pretty easy to stand. For accessories, Omega Sentinel comes with more humanoid lower arms, and then these weapon lower arms, which are very interesting little designs. I'm a huge fan of this, especially this one with the little, I guess that's a sight or something. Very neat, very cool. I like the orange on this one. Overall, just a really nice add-on. And then, along with the red head that you get from the box, there is also this head with like a metal mask and some really, really nice hair. I do really like this look. You can even see the ears, which is a very nice little detail. Very cool. For comparisons, we have Marvel and Mystique again. About the same height as Mystique. I don't know this character, so I'm just going to assume that that's a perfect height. And yeah, overall, very cool. And then we have Stormtrooper and Fishstick. It's surprising it took me this long to get to him, but here we have Professor X. I am familiar with this outfit, but I don't really care for it. Let's just get into it. And getting Charles out of the packaging, yeah, it's the Sunfire body, which we've seen plenty of times in plain black, and that is literally all this is. I'm pretty sure this is 100% reuse, other than the hands of the Super Skrull Wave Johnny Storm, Human Torch, whatever, which basically means that it's a very basic body. I don't really know what else to say. It's a plain black body with the Cerebro head, I suppose, which is very well done. I am a fan of this, and the big blue X on the front is very cool. The face is very Xavier. I'm a fan of that, honestly. There's not much to say about it. It looks good, and it is accurate, but it's also just a very, very basic look. For articulation, we have a hinge going into a ball in the head, allows for up, bury the chin completely, very nice. We have crunch forward, a little bit, crunch back, also a very little bit, and then swivel at the waist. Brace the sculpt, but it's fine. At the shoulder, we have butterfly joints going forward, going back. We have out. We have all the way around, swivel at the bicep, pretty good. Double elbow, if I remember, this goes all the way. This should go all the way. It goes most of the way. I'm sure I might be missing a detent or something. That should be able to go further than it does. Side to side on this grippy hand, which is weird because unless is it different? It's a different size, I'm pretty sure. Because it looks the same, but it has a different hinge. Interesting. Okay. And then at the leg we have out. It was initially I had with Sunfire and Human Torch, so of course I'm going to have it here. We have swivel at the thigh. We have double knee. Goes all the way. Very good. Very nice. And then we also have forward, back, and forward-facing pin for rocker. These are really awkwardly detented, and they're actually really difficult to stand in with. Though I'm probably going to do it first time. Yeah, I'm going to do it first time. My fingers are divas. Is fine. But yeah, his detents in his feet, it might just be mine, are really oddly placed. It's very difficult to get him flat-footed. But obviously I've managed to do it now, so I don't know what I'm saying, really. For accessories, you get the Cerebro head, a unmasked power-using head, which looks very good, a tight grip right hand and a loose grip left hand, and a 2-finger point right hand with a 1-finger point left hand, which obviously is used for that effect, the, finger to cranium sort of look. It's very good. For comparisons, we have Marvel and Mystique. Taller than Mystique, shorter than Marvel. Perfectly happy with that. It's weird seeing Xavier standing, so yeah, I don't know. This is probably right. I think it is anyway. Not really that sure. And then Stormtrooper and Fishstick once again. It's a bit difficult now because the final two are the two that I'm most excited for, but I guess we'll get Myra McTaggart out of the way. And getting Myra out of the packaging. This is great. This is honestly a really cool figure. The lab coat looks great. The overall colour scheme works for me. I love the glasses. The hair is that messy, short type. It looks great. The detail on the face, the glasses are a little bit wonky, I feel, and they've been glued on, so it's a little bit awkward. But overall, I don't have an issue with that. That's actually a pretty good overall design. Little, pens in the pocket. You've got real nice detailing on the jumper. Pretty clean skirt. You've got heels, which make it really awkward to stand at some points, and as you can see, the feet are already a little bit all over the place because of the detents. But, at the end of the day, she does stand alright, and the design is really good overall. Going over articulation, we have a hinge going into a ball in the head, allows for up, pretty good, down, buries the chin completely, perfect. A little bit of tilt, actually a decent amount of tilt, compared to a lot of Legends, that's really good. We do have I always call it a dumbbell joint at the torso. I don't really know what it is, I'll be quite honest, but hula hooping action, very nice. We have out of the arm, sort of all the way around. We have single elbow goes to past 90, pretty good. And then at the wrist, we have side to side on the fist, which is, perfectly fine. I'm good with that. At the leg, we don't really have that much out because of the skirt. I think it would actually go further without the skirt. But yeah, that goes pretty well. We then have a swivel at the thigh, which you can't actually see, but it is there. Double knee goes most of the way, pretty good. And then we do have forward, back, and down-facing pin for rocker. There is a rocker there. Is it forward-facing? It is forward-facing. I was right originally, I shouldn't have corrected myself. But yeah, overall, she is alright to stand. The heels are surprisingly good, but still, she's leaning forward pretty heavily, and I am scared that in any second she's just going to fall over. For accessories, she comes with the glasses head, then the no glasses head with the hat, still same sort of, hair, but you also have earring detail, which is pretty nice. You get a set of lab coat arms, you get jumper arms with a different set of hands, a neckerchief piece, which just goes around the neck, and then a little book, which has the atomic symbol on it. Very cool. Does seem to have an X-Men logo in the center. Very nice. Just a little grey thing, and that does fit into the tighter grip hand, like so. Works pretty well. You can be handing it over or whatever. Very nice. For comparisons, Marvel and Mystique. Slightly shorter than Mystique, as she should be. Myra is a normal person, not a superhero. So, yeah, pretty small, but I think that's accurate. And then here she is next to Stormtrooper and Fishstick again. And that just leaves what I hope will be my favourite Jean Grey Marvel girl. This outfit is amazing. Let's just open it up. And here we have Marvel girl Jean Grey in all her classic glory. This is one of my favourite costumes for Jean Grey. And I'm not a huge Jean Grey fan in general, but this look just screams at me. It's so good. I love the hair colour being that bright ginger. We have all the yellow highlights, which are very nice, on the boots, which are actually heeled, which is kind of annoying, but it's fine. The open cut gloves, which are very good. And then the mask does feel like it should potentially go a little bit higher. I feel like the fact you can see a bit of a forehead is an issue. I don't think that's supposed to be the case. But overall, I don't have any other issues with the design. So, it's a minor thing. The belt is detailed all the way around to the back. You do have the X-Men logo. Pretty good overall. For articulation, we do have a hinge going into a ball in the neck, allows for no up because of the hair sculpt, and a tiny, tiny amount of down, which, once again, because of the hair sculpt, we do get some tilt out of that, so that's pretty good overall. Nothing at all at the torso, which is remarkable, but at the waist you do have, I think it is a dumbbell joint, a bit of hula hooping action, pretty good overall. You get some crunch back, some crunch forward. It's alright, not great. At the arm we have out, about 90, pretty good. All the way around, we have single elbow, which I'm pretty sure these are misaligned, but there we go. Goes to a little bit less than 90, but still pretty good. And then we have a side-to-side fist. Very, very nice. And overall, like, I'm a fan of that. Other leg, we do have a cut in the side, which does allow for a little bit of extra movement, but not much. We do have a swivel at the thigh. Double knee goes... I'd argue that's all the way. It's just the sculpt kind of runs into itself. We do have forward, back, and forward-facing pin for Rocker? Yeah, forward-facing pin for Rocker. This one's a lot more obvious than with Myra. But she does overall stand pretty easily, I say that. There we go. Didn't take much, and she stands. For accessories, you get 2 fists, and then 2 different power wielding or magic wielding or just generic female hands, all things considered. And then this little flower thing, which I'm not familiar with this. I like the sculpt on it. The little blue on the front is very nice. The flower itself, very well done. And it does kind of fit in the more open hand, but it's not like a tight fit. You can't really stand it there. And it's lost forever. So, yeah, you know, it's not great, but it's a nice thing to have. I did find it, by the way. I'm not an idiot. For comparisons, Marvel Mystique, I do think that maybe Jean should be a little bit taller. I think she should be taller than Mystique, even though I think of Mystique as being tall. I don't know, it's fine. I'm fine with it. And then Stormtrooper and Fishstick, finishing off the wave pretty well. And then here is the entire wave compared to each other. Well done, Omega Sentinel. And that brings us to the Build-A-Figure. So, is that a left leg? These are a bit difficult to tell, actually. Is there a L or an R or... There's an R, so that's right leg. Perfect. So this will be left leg. Like so. Very cool. That is already looking really tall. We have... I suppose that will be right arm. From to the front, that's how I remember. That'll be left arm. There we go. This is really tall. Like, that is insane. And then we have 3 of the exact same head, I think. So just put those in, I suppose. Some really tight ball joints. There we go. 1, 2. That's a bit awkward. There we go. And then 3, just to complete it. There we go. And so, getting Tri-Sentinel put together, this is terrifyingly tall. I know that Build-A-Figures are typically really big figures, and, you know, I understand that. This guy is so lanky, and yet so tall. But yeah, Tri-Sentinels aren't something I'm overly familiar with. I've seen them in comics before, but I haven't really seen a story that focuses on them as bad guys or anything. It looks cool, though, and it'll go with my actual Sentinel, my main Sentinel, so I'm not complaining at all. This is a really, really creepy-looking character, and I don't know what else to say about it. It just looks so cool. Going over articulation, each head is connected with a ball at the actual bottom of the neck, which allows for a lot of movement, and then rotation at the base. That's the case for all of them. They're all the exact same heads. They all do the exact same thing. I just realised I was off camera for a second there. But yeah, they all move pretty well. You get some weird looks if you want. It's all good. It's all cool. It all works for me. Then at the torso, we do have... I think that's just a rotation, which there's a little bit side to side, so it might be a ball joint, but I'm not really too sure. But in any case, that allows for you to rotate it pretty good. At the arms, that's as far as you go out. There's no further than that. You do have rotation, but it is blocked by the shoulders. Then we do have a single elbow, goes past 90, pretty good. Side to side on those hands, which, you know, good enough. I think it's perfectly fine. we do have rotation on that as well, which I think that's pretty normal, but that is really good rotation. At the legs, we have out. Wow, that's really... That might be... Is that better than Cyclops? That might be best in the wave. We have swivel at the thigh. I think that's... Is it a double knee? I think it's a double knee. Goes pretty much all the way. Very nice. And then, just to top it off, back, forward, and forward facing pin for Rocket. A lot of articulation, really good articulation. Though he is, I think it's because he's a little bit top heavy. A little bit difficult to stand in any sort of neutral position. I've seen a lot of people do like the spider pose with him. So I might do that in the future, but yeah, he can stand. Pretty good. Then for comparisons, I am having to hold him up, but that is Marvel and Mystique. Very cool. Stormtrooper and Fishstick for mixed display use. And then the shortest and the tallest of the wave. Overall, very good height. And on that note, that is going to be the end of this review. I'm really happy with this wave. There's basically no figure that I don't want to put on the shelf. Magneto is probably the, least favourite, but even then, I really do like this design for Magneto. I think it's a very good look. Overall, this is a really good selection of really popular characters with a really interesting Build-A-Figure, and I can't deny how good this set is. So, on that note, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, like if you liked it, subscribe if you're new around here, and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. I get a new review out every Tuesday and Friday, and if you subscribe, you'll never miss them when they go up. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, and yeah, that's it from me. I'll see you next time. Bye!